ioEther. I got this.
Hey folks, this is ioEther, and we're back with some more World of Tanks. So this is Stats Fiend in the the Leopard, the Tier 5 German scout tank. This is obviously a Tier 6 game on Monovka, and we're just gonna bump the mini-map up far enough that everybody can see it, including myself. And have I hit the pause button? No. Good. He kind of asked his team not to suicide across the field, and of course, sorry for the chat glitches. This is of course a 9.14 replay being played in 9.14. I can't possibly expect it to, not glitch out. That'd be silly. So before we actually get into the game, if you want to support the channel directly, as always, my Game Wisp account is in the description below. And if you just want to support the channel in general, then the like button is always available if you enjoy this. Now he is racing up to here. Now this is, I'm going to pause this for a second and zoom out. At the very start of Monovka, in a scout tank, there are 3 bushes you can choose from to go to, and it depends on what you're trying to do. This bush here is an overall power bush to control the middle of the map, but you're not going to get very good sightlines on things going up to the hill or things at their base. If you want good sightlines on things at their base, you want that bush right there. It's a tiny little thing that nobody thinks a scout tank can fit in. The Leopard might have a difficult time in that, but anything that's an actual scout tank, as in smaller than a Leopard, should be able to fit in it perfectly fine. You just gotta make sure you don't go through it. You just nose up to it, barely put your front tracks in it, and you'll be able to have great sight lines on their base till about here. So you'll be able to spot all the tanks that like to sit along here, and especially lower tier games, you can see them all while they're still trying to get shots across this stupid open field, and your team will start shredding them, massacring them. But be careful with it, because you can stall your entire team at base while they're busy shooting at half the enemy team while the rest of the enemy team does this. Anyways, so the other bush you can go to on this side of the map is right here, and this bush provides an immense amount of control over the hill. You'll be able to see everything up to about here. So you'll be able to see all their tanks as they start to run up this hill, and your team will start getting shots into them. Sorry about the Steam ping. Somebody was apparently trying to get a hold of me, and they can wait until after the game. So this bush here is great if you want to control the hill. Now, the problem with this bush, and the reason why Stat has chosen to go to this bush instead here, I'm going to assume, is because this bush is incredibly dangerous to get to. As with this bush, both of them are incredibly dangerous. If you get to them, you're safe for quite some time until an enemy does something incredibly stupid, or incredibly brave, or incredibly suicidal, right? You'll be safe for a while. However, if you don't make it to them, you are probably dead. With this bush, you could dive off the cliff and come back and be relatively okay. You might get shot a few times down here, or maybe once or twice up here, but you'll probably survive the journey. You'll just lose a lot of health. With this bush over here, if you get caught, you're gonna have there's a bit of protection in the lee in the ground right here, but not a whole lot. And then you're gonna have to try and wait until you're not spotted and make your way back to base. Either bush could get you really badly killed, really very easily, if you're not very, very careful and know exactly what you're doing. And the first few times you try it, you probably are going to die. This bush here, however, has a commanding view of the middle of the map. It doesn't have any particular strengths, but it is very, very safe. You can be here, you can get here without ever getting lit, and you can stay here without ever being lit. However, you cannot fire from here without being lit. If you fire from here, then any tanks in this ridge line on the other side of the map, there's always tanks destroyers up here, sometimes down here. There's usually a medium tank along this this ridge here. Sometimes in these bushes there are scout tanks. If you fire from this location, everything on that ridgeline will see you and will kill you. You might be able to back away in time, but if you do it repeatedly, you're just going to get dead. So be very careful about repeatedly firing from this location. Hey, look, a Panzer Soufflé trying to get in position, and we're going to start letting our team do some work on him. Unfortunately, the first shot in on him just bounces, doesn't do anything real as the team keeps pushing up the side of the mountain. So we do have our heavy tanks. Our KV-1 is lagging behind for some reason. But we got 2 other heavy tanks. Our AA are out, and what is that? VK3601H is down here. Snow! No! None of that. Sorry. That was an alarm. My bad. I have to work today, so sorry about that. Crap. Okay, so anyways, now we're just gonna wait, apparently. This is the part I hate about being a scout tank, is when you light up the enemy team, you're like, here guys, they're right here. And then your guy's like, nah, it's okay. We didn't really come here to shoot at enemy tanks. We're just kind of looking at the view, zipping along, you know, that kind of thing. Look at that. Enemy KV-1 is starting to take some shots, and we can hear a big gun going off behind us. I'm assuming that's the artillery piece. I don't know what he was shooting at, but it wasn't the KV-1 over there. He was now getting peppered with fire, probably from our KV-1, who's in the worst possible spot I've ever seen a KV-1. And now we get the suicide rush from M5, M3, M5, Stuart. Of course, it's an M5, it's a tier 4. M3 is, of course, a tier 3. We put a bunch of shots into him, but unfortunately not able to kill him, and obviously not able to really stop his advance. Now, Stad didn't have to put the shots into him, he chose to. If he didn't fire, there was no way the M5 was going to see him. He's got a camo net, and he's behind bushes, and he's a scout tank. He was perfectly fine with that being lit. What the heck is he doing? Equally wondering why there's a KV-1 there. But, you know, lower tier games, your team does some odd things. Mostly dumb things, but odd nonetheless. The Panzer III is pushing all the way up. He's going to start getting some shots, or at least some lights, on any tanks that are camping over at the normal tank destroyer spot. He's actually putting shots backwards into the M5 Stuart. The M5 is going to have to start moving sooner rather than later if he wants to live through this, but unfortunately for him, he's in such a location that if he moves out of that location, he's probably just going to be dead. That is, of course, the Sturmpanzer? I think that's what it is. Sturmpanzer behind us. We hear firing. And there is the KV-1 again. KV-1 killing our Panzer III. Ooh, sorry about that. Unfortunately, nobody's really shooting the KV-1 except for, I assume that's our KV-1 that's been doing like 100 damage every 6 or 7 seconds. And now he's just missing. Okay, well, whatever. Ooh, we get side, fire all the shots, doesn't do anything, just reveal our position. Thankfully, boom, there goes the enemy. Ooh, cool. And now, once Chaffee wants a piece, apparently, Chaffee is way too far away to light us. Ooh, look. That's an S200Y that we can't possibly see. Okay. Well, now the battle has shifted. Ooh. Really wants to shoot the Chaffee, but couldn't risk shooting the friendly. He could have, however, shot the Chaffee after the friendly died, but he's choosing instead that this is the right time to go aggressive, and I believe it is in fact the case. I personally would have gone aggressive a little bit sooner than this, but that's okay. He wasn't comfortable with that Chaffee there. He was just going to annihilate this poor M5 on his way past as he continues towards the enemy base. Just continue. Nothing can shoot you. Just go. Forward. Forward. There we go. Now stuff can start to shoot you, so now you gotta be careful. He's still getting spots off. He's still lighting the enemy team for his friendlies to try and kill. We're just gonna pull it to this view so we can watch him dance through the enemy team and wreck all their faces. No, don't stop in front of T-67. Why is this alarm still going off? I don't know. But, whatever. Okay. Okay. So next time, don't ever stop in front of a tank destroyer. You are in a fast, nimble scav tank. Lock onto him with your auto lock. Auto aim, that's the one. Lock onto him with auto aim. Zip on past him. Your turret will fix on target as soon as you know your target. Your turret is fixed on him, and you're behind him. Then start unloading. Don't unload from the front. A, his armor is better in the front, and B, he will shoot you. Which is kind of the problem, right? Never, ever stop in front of a tank destroyer. Ace tanker, spotter, bruiser, and fire for effect. Good job, and of course the scout medal. Well done, Stra. Good job. Look at that, 660 damage over 1,000 experience, 2 kills. Good job, well done, and now you can see the power of that overall spotting location. Wow. In a tier 6 game, he got 3,000 spotting damage. That is incredible. If you get 3,000 spotting damage in a tier 10 game, that's really, really good. 3,000 damage in a tier 6 game, where the health pools are so much lower, is amazing. That was well done. Thank you so much, Staff, for saying that. And somebody's going to have to tell me how to actually pronounce his name. Because I'm certain I massacred it at the beginning. And for that, I am so sorry. I do know that his name means enemy of the state in German. Which is why I was confident that I was going to massacre it and start calling him Stop pretty much immediately. And I am sorry for that. As always, if you want to support the channel directly, don't forget the Game Wisp link is in the description below. And if you just want to support the channel in general and you enjoyed the video, then hit that like button. It really does help me out quite a bit. I will see you all later. I'm sorry again for all the disturbances in this particular video, and I will have a great night all. Don't forget to sign up for the 300 subscriber giveaway if you haven't already. It's a month of premium time. It's completely worth 5 minutes of your time. Have a great night all. This ioEther out.